This might be the cheapest and easiest side hustle for you to make up to 10K a month, all from your home without having to quit your job. You don't need a warehouse, you don't need expensive equipment, and like I said, you don't need to quit your day job. This hat right here takes 5 minutes to make, and it's selling for 30 bucks all across America every single day. There are people making thousands of dollars from their kitchen table, all with just a laser and a $100 heat press. In this video, I'll show you exactly what you need to do to get started and how to turn these hats into some real income all from home. Now let's go. All right guys, let's talk about the full setup and what makes this much cheaper than a lot of the other side hustles I'm already doing. So right off the bat, you're gonna need a laser engraver, but you don't need the most expensive laser engraver on the market. You can start off with an entry-level diode model. There's some on Amazon, well under $200. The one I have here is the We Create. You're looking at about $1,300 for this model. This here is gonna be your main tool when making these laser engraved patches, obviously. All right, second, you're gonna need a hat heat press. I strongly suggest getting a heat press. The Vivor here is one of the best heat presses you could use to make Richardson 112 hats. And it's only, I think, $130 now. When I initially got this was only a $100 heat press, so. Inflation, right? Gotta love those tariffs. You can find a really good hat heat press on Amazon between 100 and 150 bucks. I do have more expensive models. Like I said, some heat presses can go all the way up to 2K and more, like the Stahl's 360. I have a similar model that I got from Alibaba, which came right around 1,000 bucks, maybe under, maybe just over, which is an auto open with a lower platen heat, just like Stahl's, which I'll be showing you in this video. It's quite amazing. But to get started, this is more than enough. A lot of big brands, big hat makers just use a few of these. So like I said, 150 bucks, 200 bucks, you're already under 500 bucks to get started on this business, guys. All right, so we have our laser engraver, our heat press. Now we're gonna need our leather. So these are already cut out patches. They're leather, faux leather, they're not real leather. I got these here off Amazon in a pack of, I don't know, 100 or so. I'll leave a link down below. Very cheap, guys, very, very cheap. You get the pre-cut ones from, like I said, Amazon, or you go Alibaba, or even some of the other big manufacturing sites if you have your reselling permit, and save quite a bit of money that way. Also, another option is to get the leatherette sheets. And if your laser engraver is strong enough to actually cut out leather, you can cut out your own custom size, custom fit patches, which, as you see, I've done a few already. When you're looking for laser engraved patches, just make sure that they're actually laser engravable, as the ones that aren't can release some toxic gases. All right, so we got our leather, but we need hats. So we gotta get some blank hats. There's all kinds of places you can get blank hats. Amazon's one of them. If you have a reseller license, SS Active, Alpha Broder, all the big manufacturers sell hats. You could also go to Alibaba and get some made. The ones I'll be using today actually came from Rich World, which is the same place where you can buy the buy machine and the pull and embroidery machine. So decent hats. I prefer to go with brands that we get from our local manufacturers. If you're gonna pick one hat to start with, I'm gonna go with the Richardson 112, as that seems to be the most popular hat amongst pretty much everyone, especially businesses, construction workers, anyone out in the sun loves the trucker Richardson 112. It's very similar to this one here. This one is just like I said, this one came from Rich World, which I don't know, I think the quality is actually really good for what it is. Okay, so we got all the actual physical supplies. Next, we will need some design software. The laser engraver I got came with design software, so we didn't have to pay for anything extra. I think most laser engravers nowadays will come with some kind of free software. There are options that you could pay for. I don't know if they even work with my laser, and honestly, I don't care. The software I got works amazing, and I'm just gonna keep using that. Keep in mind that you need to have a laptop or a PC to run it, so if you don't have one of those, that is going to go into your startup costs and your startup budget. So guys, total startup cost, total budget to get this business going, you're looking 500 to 700 bucks. Like, you could spend a lot more. I personally would spend a lot more, and our laser engraver alone costs more than that. But if you're desperate to start making money, you can do it for a relatively low cost, for a relatively low entry point. $500 to $700 is less than most businesses cost to start. And to be honest, you're probably going to make that money back in your first few batches of hats. It's pretty crazy. One bulk order can make all that money back and then some. Okay, let's talk design, because you do not need to be an artist to sell hats online. You want bold, simple, high contrast designs. So lasers love clean lines, so we got to think logos, bold text, and maybe even like silhouette designs. Solid colors. And if you're not really into making designs, where can you go out to buy designs? I said this once, I said it many times, and we'll say it again. Etsy, guys. Etsy's a great place to find designs that sell. You want to buy pre-made SVGs off Etsy. These will already come ready to cut and everything ready to go. Minimal effort on your end. You can use AI to generate some images for you. I personally stay away from AI, like humans making my artwork. You could also make very easy text-based designs using free fonts you find online, or any of those online design softwares like Canva or PicMonkey. And of course, it's amazing for branding. People do extremely well targeting small businesses and even large businesses at that. Custom orders work really good on the laser. All you have to do is switch out the font, which takes no time at all, resize it, and hit go. It's one of the, compared to embroidery and getting stuff digitized for embroidery, it's much more simple to laser engrave custom orders. So doing custom orders through Etsy, it's a breeze with the laser. And just a quick tip on when you're designing stuff for the hat, try to keep designs under 3 inches, that's tall and wide. You could add an outline to it to kind of give it a stitched look if it's one of the ones that you cut out. If they already come with stitches, then hey, look at you. And if you're real fancy, you don't have to heat press them on. You can actually sew these on by hand or with the sewing machine. All right, guys, I am so sick and tired of talking. Let's go ahead and make a hat. Okay, so we're over here at the laser. I want to show you the full process from the blank to the finished product. It's a super fast process, very repeatable and beginner friendly. So this is the We Create laser. Very high quality machine. I super recommend it. I'm having so much fun using it. Highly suggest it. And we will be engraving on these patches I got off Amazon. They have a sewn in border, which is a fancy look. I'll also be cutting out my own size ones, so they'll be shaped to the design, very clean look, and I'll be showing you the process for both. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get them inside this laser engraver and show you that process. So it's very important to make sure that it's laying nice and flat. If you have magnets that can hold it down, that's good. Unfortunately, we don't have any, but I do have these little clips, so that'll be holding it down. I'm gonna cut this one. I'm gonna engrave and cut here first, and then do the other patches. They're different thicknesses, and you want all the thicknesses to be equal, because once that laser is set to its perfect height, there's no adjusting it during the cut. I had the design ready. The black part's the engraving, the red part will be the cut. Just know you're gonna have to figure out how to set your machine up. Each machine is gonna be different, so make sure to run tests on every material that you're using, and when you get the initial machine, just to see what kind of power it has. So let's get that. I've already done all that, have the power set how I like it, and it's ready to go. So I'm just gonna go up here. We're gonna hit start, send over here to the laser engraver, and oops. All right, let's come back when it's done. All right, so this right here is the real speed. I think the total time for this laser engrave and cut is 3.5 minutes. So it's done. It's cut, it's a little dirty, but let's go ahead and see if we can rip it out. It's hard with one hand, so. All right, that was super easy actually. Okay, let's engrave the patch. So I got the patch down. I just used a little bit of painter's tape on the back and stuck it to the rail, and let's get this one going. So this is just going to engrave as the patch is already cut out. I see a little bit of movement on the patch while it's engraving. So that might cause an issue, but let's go ahead and engrave it and we'll find out afterwards. We'll check back. Okay, so I used a little bit more tape on the sides. You can kind of see it overlapping the edges there. No movement now while it's getting laser engraved. Should be a much cleaner finished product. We'll find out. We'll check back in a bit. All right, looks like the second one came out super clean. Let's go ahead and get these cleaned up and press them onto a hat. If you can see, If you can see here, it's not really the cleanest. So we're just gonna go, I got a wet napkin. It picks up the burned leftover and leaves it much better looking. I know people use like alcohol wipes and different types of cleaners. I just been using water and a napkin and been having great results. So I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I'm still learning. Okay, so it's preheated and it's ready to go. So this beautiful heat press here, this part gets nice and hot. I actually run this hotter. I run this at 320. The upper I run at 280. So let's do it. Okay, so make sure you get the hat nice and centered on your press here. This right here, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, it'll lock that hat in. And before I put the patch on, I am going to pre-warm the hat. And I don't have the correct pressing cover. It's on the way. It was supposed to be delivered today, but of course it's going to be delivered tomorrow. So I have this cut t-shirt, which will be protecting the hat while I pre-warm it. So I'm just using hand pressure. I'm not locking it in. And I'm gonna put it here for about 10 to 20 seconds. So now it should be nice and warm. And because it's nice and warm, I don't have to tape this down. I'm just gonna center it, hold it down for a few seconds to get that bond to activate enough to hold it in place. And this is why I don't have to use heat tape. So, all right, so it's held down, but oh my God, my makeshift rag is taking forever. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so it's gonna be pressed for 40 seconds, and then once it's done, it should be good to go, ready to be packaged and sold. All right, and there you go, guys. Okay, let's do one more. Make sure to fold the sweatband up so it's out of the way. Lock it in. Let's get this hat nice and warm. Okay, it's nice and preheated. Oh, look, it came up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so we're pressing this hat at 280 on the upper, 320 on the lower. It's going for 40 seconds. If you don't have a Teflon sheet or the nice little rubber pressing pad, you can use a t-shirt or something. And that's pretty much it. After that, you get a professional quality hat that looks like it just came from the store. And then once again, we have an awesome finished hat. We have the two hats made. Now let's think about where we're going to sell these hats. Now that you got this awesome product, where you're gonna sell it. So most people start off at Etsy, and I think Etsy is a great place. That's where I will be starting off because this is a new venture for me. So I will be updating my Etsy store with some new hats. The traffic, it is pretty competitive, but the barrier of entry is low, and that's why it's competitive. It has a low barrier of entry, and buyers on Etsy are already buying hats just like this. When you're getting started, SEO is your friend. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. You got to get noticed. Offering personalization is probably the easiest way to start getting sales, especially on Etsy. And like I said earlier, with laser engraved products, there's probably not a better way to get started. Doing custom projects, all you got to do is have some nice font, enter into your software, and away you go. Make sure you have a strong Instagram, TikTok, and social media presence as well. If Etsy doesn't float your boat, doesn't float everyone's, you can get your own website. I actually suggest you doing both. Shopify, Etsy. I think a great place to start is with local businesses. I think a lot of businesses are looking to add hats. This is a great way for them to add hats, to add a lot of hats quickly and cheaply for them. It's way easier than embroidery. Some people think it looks better too, so keep that in mind. You can reach out to local gyms, coffee shops, barbers, welding companies. Pretty much everyone's wearing hats these days, and these hats are in style, and there is a high demand. Like I said, local gyms, coffee shops, barbers, welding companies, any outdoor business, construction, yard work. If you can think of it, if you could think of a business, they need hats. Definitely offer some bulk get discounts. If most hats are normally retailing for 25 to 30, maybe do 5 hats for 100, work out a bulk deal. That will get those sales coming in. And like I said, they're very easy to batch out. I'd rather make 50 than 10. The profit is gonna be more, even if you're making less per hat. And of course, if you're not selling online, there's always flea markets, farmer markets, any kind of market that you can find local, craft fairs, taco festivals, strawberry festivals. You get on it, you show up, you'll sell some hats. We all know how important advertising is, but guys, you don't have to pay for ads. You can post free on social media such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Any social media is there for you. Pinterest. I'm sure I forgot one or more than one. So that is free advertising, guys. I don't want to hear you saying you don't have advertising budget. You do. It's free. Learn how to make good content, make fast, satisfying content, and your reach will know no limit. Starting a business like this small is perfect. It gives you a lot of opportunity to scale up without blowing your budget. Once you have some designs that you know are well sellers that are gonna sell every week, and you're gonna sell a lot of them, go ahead, batch out those patches and have a lot ready to go. Do more than you need, so when the orders come in, all you gotta do is heat press the hat and package it, ship it out the door. Fast turnaround equals very happy customers, which mean repeat customers. Once you start finding out some designs that sell, this will help you niche down into whatever market or whatever subculture you want to be in, whether it's like construction workers or whatever. This will help you find that market. Whether it's fishing hats, veteran hats, outdoors, funny dad hats, whatever's working, double down and find your niche. Now ads, guys, we kind of talked about it already. Starting Etsy ads, not a bad idea. Even $2 to $5 a day can bring in traffic. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and any other ads that will drive traffic to your website is very smart when you're getting started and don't know really much about the social media game. Just keep in mind, any ads you run, that will eat into your profit. And then once you get so busy that you can't keep up with orders, that's when you start looking for help. Hopefully you have some family members that can help throw in some low-cost helpers. Otherwise, you're gonna have to look into hiring some real help. When orders start to pile up, find someone to either run that laser engraver or sit in front of this heat press and press hats. And while they're doing that, you can focus on bringing in even more sales, finding new designs, or posting more content. Now, I just want to be upfront with you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This takes a lot of work, but it's better than most of the garbage that you see being pushed out online these days. You're making a real product with real demand, using equipment that is affordable and pays for itself extremely quickly. If you're consistent, learn what sells, get better at your craft, and post your work online, this side hustle can turn into something very serious and quickly. So if you're tired of watching everyone else win while you're sitting on the sidelines watching them, this is your sign to get started. With just under 500 bucks, you can have everything you need now to build real income at home while keeping your job. So I'm gonna have my full setup down below, everything you need to get started. Check the links down below. There are Amazon links in there, so I do earn a small commission. I'll have engravers, heat presses, leather patch. I dropped them all down below. And if you want more like this, leave some comments down below what else you'd like to see. Definitely subscribe if you wanna see more. I'll show you how I engrave a full batch of hats here soon. I'm going to be doing a whole market prep with all these hats. I got probably $1,000 worth of hats coming, so it should be fun. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll also like this one. You have a good day.